Okay, now, I will admit, that is not a particularly good representation of Wolves' main colour, the kind of goldy, orangey kind of colour. I will admit that. However, that is literally the best I can do in terms of how it looks on camera, and it's annoying me anyway with a bit of a flicker, which is why in the last video it was pretty much just that colour. I might just leave it at that because, honestly, there isn't much in the way of anything. I mean, this one is practically blue. And it's meant to be more of a greeny yellow. That one is meant to be actually orange. That one is more of a, again, slightly greeny yellow. That one is, well, it's yellow. But as you can see on my remote, it is meant to be orange. It's that one there where my finger is. That one just there. So that's not orange, is it? And then the one above it is meant to be more of a red, and that one is the closest I can get to an actual Wolverhampton Wanderers colour. So I'm going to go with that. But if it flickers too much when I'm editing it, I'll probably go back to being red because I'm dealing with that. Hi there, how you doing, and welcome to part 2 of Club 3 of the MyCareer save here on Football Manager. My name is Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, in which we are going to be playing 2 games in the Premier League in the month of February 2028. First game is against my favourite club, Aston Villa, who just so happens to be Wolverhampton Wanderers. Is not biggest rival, but we're rivals. It's a local thing. And then we're going to be playing Chelsea because we're a glutton for punishment. And if you are excited to see how we get on in both of those games, and you're looking forward to seeing how we have got on in the save since we've joined Wolves, then don't forget, leave a like on the video for me, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. You'll keep up to date with all of the future videos that come out, as well as the nonsense that comes out of this face right here. So, we've done pretty well since the last time you saw us. It's not been completely plain sailing, but we're on a bit of a good run at the moment, actually, looking at it. So, last time you were with us, we had the 2 games against Leeds and Bristol City, which Leeds we won, Bristol City we lost. I was a bit upset about the Bristol City one. It's actually been really good since then. So Wolves, as it turns out, are pretty decent in terms of the players that we've got. West Ham went by the wayside in the home game 2-1, although it was very tightly contested. We then battered Crawley in the... I've just realised this is reset, by the way. Let me just... Do I have a custom one? I don't. I normally have something with a formation on. Where has that gone? I haven't touched anything. Right, I'm going to have a fiddle with this at some point. Yeah, beat Crawley. That was great. We did lose against Newcastle. That was a bit disappointing. We then got a draw at Anfield in the Carabao Cup. That's huge, because we then beat Bournemouth 2-0, who are actually having a very good season, Bournemouth. They're currently in 7th. They were at the time in 6th. Beat Watford in the FA Cup. Bear in mind, Watford, of course, in the Championship is what it is. Beat Leicester 2-0. Wasn't as easy as I'd have liked it to be, but again, this is a team that we're meant to be the same level as. It kind of makes sense. Then we beat Nottingham Forest 2, again, having not the worst season in the world, although they have dropped down a bit to 12th now. And then, my goodness me, this game. I cannot tell you how gutted I am I didn't record it. We were behind in terms of everything. In terms of highlights, that's what it felt like. It felt like every single time there was a highlight, it was Liverpool battering the door down. Apart from 2, which were the 2 disallowed goals. And then in the 86th minute, a new player who I've signed, who I will show you in a minute, Nadson Juan, goes and scores this goal that I'm about to show you. We do then get another goal in the 97th minute, but in the 86th minute of our Lord, substitute Nadson Juan. He starts over here, runs all the way around here. He's 18 years old. That's an audacious goal to score. It's his 2nd game for us. And he's gone and done that. And then Rollheiser then scores one as an emergency striker because Frigan was absolutely knackered and also disheartened at his 2 disallowed goals. Which means we've got, in the next video, a Carabao Cup final. Why not? So we'll get to that in the next video. I didn't intend for that to be the next video, but it's going to have to be now, isn't it? Let's be completely honest. So yeah, doing quite well, all things considered. Table-wise, mid-table is what they wanted. By they, I mean the board. Mid-table is, at this moment in time, what we're delivering. We've got a 5-point gap between ourselves and our nearest kind of rivals to it. And the team above us, although we are kind of getting closer to them in terms of a 4-point gap, we've got 2 games in hand as well, which is really handy. So we could be pushing Europe. We're not going to push Europe. Mid-table is what we've been asked to do. Mid-table is what we're going to deliver. Charlton, however, it's not looking great. I've got to be honest. I've had a quick look at their form before I started recording, and oh my word, that is a big wall of red. However, things did pick up in January, but they've not started February the best. Chelsea, our next game after the Villa one, did beat them 4-0. Do you know what? While we're here, let's have a look at Spennymoor. How are Spennymoor doing? Still in League One. They're bottom of League One. Okay, well, I mean, I feel like it was always bound to happen. Obviously, we got them promoted to there. They then got themselves promoted. Last season, they finished 16th, and they've just obviously not pushed on. So, it is what it is. Right, so, January transfer window. That's happened. Let's have a look at the deals that we got done during what ended up being much busier of a transfer window than I thought. We've almost broke even in terms of our transfers. We spent you can see on there, £5 million more than what we've made. Now, I'll quickly focus on the players out. First one who I got rid of when I could was it Bobby Clark? Did I get rid of Bobby Clark? I don't remember getting rid of Bobby Clark, but I must have got rid of Bobby Clark. I got rid of Bobby Clark for 10 million. Fine. You know, he wasn't being used. Might as well get rid of him. We then let Ethan Sutherland, who was in the squad, go for free because, again, we weren't using him and he was awful. So we let him go. Then a couple of loans. And then the first big one was Hayden Hackney. Was a rotation player and nothing more. But Brighton, who are in the Championship at the moment, wanted him. And, yeah, they were willing to pay money for him. So we let him go for a grand total of £18 million. That felt like a good deal to me, to be honest. I was quite happy with that. He's worth more now. It's fine. I'm not that bothered about that. I'm quite happy to let him go for that. We then let Chiquinho go, again, to Brighton. They've actually signed 3 of our players, Brighton, because he's just not been good for us this season whatsoever. Like, before I arrived, he was obviously not doing very well, but he just did not pick up. So he's gone to Brighton in the Championship for £35 million, by the way. That's a heck of a profit Wolves have made on him. I'm pretty happy with that as a deal because, again, there's some good things when you look at his technical ability, his mental ability, his physical ability. Those attributes look decent. He just couldn't get a game out of him. So he's gone, and I'm not sad about it. And then, okay, so before I get to the 2 other big ones, I'm going to quickly just address transfers in. So, obviously, we had nothing to do with any of the players in up until January. So all of the transfers bar Matusiwa are ours. First one, Bajetic. I don't know whether... Yeah, we did talk about this briefly, I think. Coming as a defensive midfielder. Honestly, he's looked pretty good. We've changed the formation slightly to what we were using. But in terms of, like, personnel, in terms of just some body to throw in there, he's been pretty decent either as a defensive mid or a central midfielder. Pretty solid indeed. And he's only looking to be a squad player, so if you have to take him out, it's fine. Now, Nelson Juan. This is the guy who scored against Liverpool. And, yeah, it's one of them. He's not a winger who really... He's 19, sorry. He's not a winger who strikes out as being, like, a particularly fantastic signing. But what I basically did... Sorry, my door decided it. Once I open then. I was scouting around that kind of region in Brazil. Ended up at Santos, obviously one of my scouts, and found this guy. And just the potential made me think... If we get this guy, he might end up becoming a wonder kid. He's obviously not become a wonder kid just yet. He is just a winger, but he has got that potential. He's already like a decent championship level player. We did try and get him out on loan. It just didn't work though. So it's one of them. He'll be in and around the squad. He'll be learning. I'll probably make him available for the under-21s. He's got to work on his consistency. He's a little bit injury prone, but there's one key reason why we've signed him. He only cost us $9.5 million, up to 14. I am planning on cashing in on him at some point because he's going to be worth a heck of a lot more than what we paid for him. Similar thoughts on a couple of these other guys as well. One, Eugenio Atuesta, is the other guy who went to Brighton, and he's very much one who I've signed just to make a profit on. He hasn't cost us much money at all, 2.3 million, but look at his valuation right now, over 60 million. If someone comes in with even 30 to 40 million, he's probably going. And the reason for that is very, very simple. I'm a bit worried about the injury problem thing. He's 18 years old. I don't know where I got 20 from. 18 years old, though. So, I mean, he's still got a good future ahead of him. He's quick. He's got a good finish. Obviously, he's not played for Brighton yet. Didn't play for us at all. But he was being looked at by big clubs, and we just got in there before they did and paid a pittance for him. Again, I'm thinking solid investment for the future. Either he becomes a good player for us or we sell him on for a tidy profit. One or the other. We then signed a new backup right back on loan. We signed Yukinari Sugawara. He's come in from Sporting. Actually, it's funny. As soon as he got here, it was revealed that he was the player of the month for Portugal, for Sporting. So, you know, we've signed a pretty good one there. But he's come in. He's only played the one game for us so far because it was a deadline day deal. But he looks okay. He'll do a job for us. I'm not unhappy to have him here. They've got plenty of international experience as well. Another youngster who's come in. Again, maybe just to make a profit on, but this one we might actually hang on to a little bit because he is a wonder kid, although he's unambitious, so that might change things. Another one is Patricio Jara. Now, he's actually still at Racing Club. Valuation-wise, it's still quite low. He's been signed for 8 million. I'm a bit not as excited on this one as I initially was looking at him. He's got some good ability. That determination could just ruin him, though. So, again, I'm quite confident that once we actually have him, his valuation will go up. And again, he's actually a wonder kid, so that's one thing with him. And then the final one, this is the big one, Noah Darvic. Now, I don't know how well known this guy is in Football Manager, I've got to be honest. There's certain players who definitely get mentioned by a lot of people. This guy, I don't feel like I've heard him mentioned as much, but I know that I've seen him on multiple saves. I know all the way through my Deportivo save. This guy, when he was a youngster, he was like someone I was looking at, just never got around to getting him, and by the time I wanted to get him, it was too late, it was too expensive, and he'd probably gone to Saudi like he had in this save. So, yeah, he has come in, again, deadline day deal in terms of it took until deadline day to get it done. We were getting in the works of getting this deal done for a little while. He's come in for £47 million, which was a release clause, and I'm delighted with him, although he is expensive. I mean, his wages are very expensive. It also triggered a thing in Andre's contract, which is match highest earner, which I didn't know was there. That's my bad for not researching that. But yeah, we have to bear in mind, obviously, he's costing us a lot of money, so he's going to have to start performing pretty quickly. He did play against Liverpool, actually. 6.9. To me, that's a respectable rating in Football Manager. He had some nice touches, had some nice passing. Actually, in both of the disallowed goals, he played a part in them. He didn't have the final pass, but he played a part in the movement. And actually, him and Angel Gomez look like they started to develop a bit of a partnership as well, which is good, because Angel Gomez needs all the help he can get, quite frankly. Right, I've waffled on long enough about transfers. The state of the squad is actually pretty good right now, and this is the 11 that we're going to be using to face Aston Villa with. It is going to start with Samba in goal, Sugawara, Ute, Adara Bioyo. So these two have been on international duty, and I've forgotten how to say Adara Bioyo's name. Ute and Adara Bioyo in the middle, Tavares at left back. Then we've got Doyle, Bietic and Darvic in the middle, with Sonko and Gomez supporting Fragan up front. Fragan, by the way, finally showed up. He wasn't doing very, very well when I first signed, which was, where was it? It was around here. Yeah, we played him there, and he was awful. Didn't play him for ages, just decided he wasn't going to be worth it. Then we had injuries and stuff like that, and then we had to play him. Came on in these two games just as a bit of freshness, and then we kind of had to start playing him, and at West Ham he was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Crawley did well as well. Okay, Newcastle wasn't so good. Did well against Liverpool in that first leg though. 6.8 against Bournemouth, but got an assist. 3 games in a row where he scored: Watford, Leicester, Nottingham Forest. Okay, didn't do well against Liverpool, but he's done enough to make me kind of go, okay, no, we're running with him. And he's young enough at 25 that I've got confidence that we can keep developing him a little bit. He's not got much potential. Well, he's got no potential according to this, but I'm quite happy with what we've got. I'm quite happy that he's a decent enough player for the level that we're at. We'll obviously upgrade him at some point, but for now he's doing the job, he's doing the business. Right, enough waffling. Aston Villa. Gonna break my hearts probably, because, you know, it's the way Football Manager goes. You have a really, really good result, usually it's followed by a not so good result, but we'll give everything we've got into this particular game. Let's see whether we can get ourselves 3 more points. Villa are in 8th. They are not far away from us, but they should be another level in terms of actual ability. So I'm not. I mean, to be fair, they're there for the taking, really, aren't they? Still got some recognisable names in that Villa side. Some players I know very well. But yeah, I'm just looking at them thinking they're there for the taking today. And we're at home as well. Is it a missed opportunity if we don't win? It might be. It might be. But we'll give it a go. We'll give it our best. We'll see what we can do. And fingers crossed we can get something going. Right, we're intercepting them like immediately here. Sugawara deciding he wants to get involved. Bietic now, again, playing a bit further forward than I intended to, but the signing of Darvic just necessitated we change things around a little bit. He has also combined Angel Gomez to learning how to play as a winger again, because we just need him to find out how to be a good footballer, because other than a couple of games earlier in the season, he has not been good for us whatsoever. I actually did put him on the transfer list, and no one wanted to spend the money for his value because of how badly he's been playing. So, yeah, he's been a disappointing one. All of the play so far has been over on this side. Sonko, now, he loses the ball here. Pau tries to clear it. Tavares does really well. And Angel Gomez, so... Right, here's the thing with Angel Gomez. He'll have moments when he looks great, and then he'll do something like that. Admittedly, that wasn't that bad. But sometimes he'll just do something, and he'll just have a shot from out of nowhere and decide you can just score from anywhere, which he can't. But it will be... That will follow a really nice piece of play from him, and it just ruins him. I'm so concerned by the fact that Darvic has picked up a knock. I am actually really concerned by that. But he's having a half-decent game. I'll try and get him to half-time, and then we'll have a look at him. Right, Ute! I'm so glad we got Ute back. Ute was such a rock in our defence. And then I feel like when we first lost him, we maybe had a little bit of a wobble. But since he's been back, I mean, he's only played the one game against Liverpool, and he's looking like his old self, which is great to see. Although apparently he's not having the best of games at the moment. I dispute that. I think he's looked pretty good so far. Right, big kick from Emi Martinez. Adebayo with the ball, looking to get it forward to Tavares. Tavares now goes backwards to Adebayo. They know that I don't like to say that name, and I'm convinced I'm still saying it wrong. Right, Bietic now into Tavares. Tavares back to Bietic. Chipped forward to Angel Gomez. Angel Gomez looking to get it to Fregan, and Fregan just heads it over. Nearly an assist for Angel Gomez. That Angel Gomez is looking good. Rating-wise, not so good though. Right, I am too nervous that our new superstar signing is injured that I can't just leave him. Fernandez is going to come on. We're going to give him time as a Mazzala and just see whether he can get into the game. He's actually been playing all right recently, but we've had to change the tactics, so he's no longer playing in the position he was playing okay in. He was playing as a good centre mid on attack. Well, we don't play with a centre mid on attack anymore. If Bietic isn't in the starting 11, my intention is that Fernandez will play in that role as a centre mid on support. We did it against Liverpool because Bietic was cup-tied, and he looked really good, actually. He actually didn't look bad at all against the top-level team as well, which was good to see. Of course, that means that today we're playing him as a Mazzala on attack. So, you know, because why not? Right, Samba has the ball. He's brilliant against Liverpool, by the way, Samba. Absolutely brilliant. He's dropped down to 2.5 stars as a goalkeeper on goalkeeper role. But honestly, he has surprised me. He's had the occasional bad game, as all goalkeepers do, but he's surprised me with how decent he's been. But he's over 30. I do think next season a priority in the summer is to bring in a new goalkeeper of similar or ideally better quality. We have bossed this first half, and I think we can feel a little bit aggrieved that it's still only 0-0. I'll be honest, I'll take a draw from this game, but they're absolutely there for the taking, and I think we've shown that in that first half. Right, let's say that one, because I am happy about how we've dominated it. You two need to step it up. You in particular really need to start showing why you're worth hanging on to. Because at some point I will just cut you off, and I don't care how much money we get for you. But I would quite like to cash in on you while you've got value. Right, we'll just say that to everyone. We'll just go in again, second half. We'll just do what we're doing. Right, highlight from kickoff. Which one of us is going to concede? Because usually this means something big is going to happen. Right, Sonko goes back to Ute. Ute now. Looking to drive forward. Again, goes to Sonko. Nice little pass in between them. Gives it away to Bone. But Bietic does well to win it back. Bietic is just a steady, calm hand. Again, had him at Deportivo. Was so good in my Deportivo save that I signed him 3 times. Once on loan, once on a permanent. He lost him because of a release clause, but then went and signed him again because we just could not replace him. Oh, Doyle does well there. No Andre today, just because we did have the message in the inbox saying that he was tired and could do with the rest. So I'm going to try and honour that today. Right, Gomez into Bietic. I thought Gomez was going to go for something special there. Instead, he went to Bietic. Bietic has done well there. He lost the ball, manages to get possession back again. Really, really well done. Gomez, please clear it across into Fregan, and that, please don't tell me it's disallowed. It's not disallowed. Fregan has got a goal. He was not having a good game, but most importantly, as far as I'm concerned, Angel Gomez has got an assist, which means he's having a good game. That's not how it works, but I've seen good things from him in this game so far, Angel Gomez, and it's good to see him actually deliver there. 1-0 to Wolves. Get in there, boys. I told you something was coming from that kickoff highlight, and there it is. I mean, that goal has been coming, and I'm really happy that we've managed to get it. Right, trying to get the ball to Fragan. Bajetic, he's not going to go for it, is he? No, he gets it to Sonko. I thought there might be a penalty over here. There's not. Sonko's just going to make it too. Well, we're cooking. We're cooking, apparently. Very quickly after that first goal, we have goal number 2. Tavares tries to get it to Fragan. I thought that might be a penalty there. Bajetic, I was convinced he was going to shoot. I'm not convinced he didn't, having seen that kick just there. That looked like someone shooting rather than passing. However, Sonko was there. Bearing in mind, when I arrived, Sonko was on the fringes of this team. The previous manager didn't really like him. I've got to be honest, there's been moments when I've understood it. He's not really done a lot in some games, but then he does turn up every now and then, which is good to see. Right, ball forward. Sugawara kind of gives the wall away there. Sugawara's going to have to take that one on the chin. That's a mistake from him. Barco makes it 2-1. I am going to demand more on the boys there. Sugawara, it's unfortunate because he's been having a good game here. Could he have done anything differently? Right, it's whipped in. Sugawara, he could take that down. He could take that down if he wanted to, or even just put it out for a corner. But you know what? It is what it is. He's had a good, solid game. I'm not going to be too unhappy. At least it's happened while we're 2 goals ahead. If it was 1-0 to us or 0-0, I'd have been really upset if that's how we were going to throw it away. Not that that's not going to happen now, but hopefully it doesn't. Tavares not having a particularly good game. He's got to be careful, Tavares, because Ait Nuri is back from international duty and injury and actually has played, well, didn't play well in the last game, but he played well the game before. Scored a really good goal against, I think it was Nottingham Forest, was it? Can't remember, but he did very well. Liverpool, I mean, it's Liverpool. It's harsh to judge someone on that game. But, yeah, he's got to be careful, Tavares, because he has got actual competition in the squad now, as opposed to players just filling in as and when. Right, final substitutions coming, I think. Let's have a look and see what we needs to do. Tommy Doyle is starting to flag a little bit. I would rather not bring on Andre. Matusiwa could come on and do the job. To be fair, yeah, let's put Bajetic into defensive midfield. Let's put him back to halfback. And Matusiwa can come here as a ball-in midfielder on support. We'll do it that way around. And then I have got 2 subs left. I'm just thinking of freshening things up. Maybe we bring on Nadson Juan again, get him a few more minutes. Do you know what? I'm going to take off Angel Gomez. He's had a good game. We'll take him off. And Nadson Juan can play on both wings adequately. Let's have a look. I mean, he actually prefers to be on this side, actually. He prefers to be a winger on support on this side. So, I mean, we'll leave him as an inverted winger. I like him cutting in like he did in the last game. So we'll go with those 2 as our final changes. And let's just see whether we can see the game out. I think we've got enough on us to do it. However, looks like Villa are trying to get back into the game with the match momentum here. Just need to see them out a little bit longer. Let's demand a bit more from the boys. Come on, put a bit more work into it. Right, big goal kick from Martinez. I'd like us to intercept this very quickly. Right, Juan does really well there, actually. Fernandez now. He has got players in front of him. Gets it to Nadson Juan. What a first 3 games this kid has had. He didn't really do anything in terms of goals or assists in the first game he played for us. You saw what happened in the second game, and in the third game, he's gone and scored his 2nd goal for us. And he's meant to be an inconsistent, injury-prone, not wonder... Is he the one who's not a wonder kid? I've forgotten whether he's the one who's a wonder kid or not. I feel like he might actually be the one who's a wonder kid. He's certainly showing it so far. Nadson Juan. I've run out of words. That is a sensational, like, debut 3 games. He's not started once for us yet. He's not needed to. He just comes off the bench and does magic for us. Right, well, there's added time. We have got that extra goal cushion, which is good. Villa obviously going to try and push on and see if they can get a goal back. They've got another one, actually. It's Valentin Barco again. We do need to be a little bit careful here. I am going to just batten down the hatches. We're just going to slow everything down. We don't need to do anything else. That's going to be us switching off more than anything. We've in our heads won the game. We've scored 3 goals, but there's more to them than that. There's more to Villa than that. Barco does a really, really good job there. I feel like when I've played Villa previously with Charlton, they were difficult because of him. Was it Charlton actually, or did we play them with Wolves? I can't remember, but that'll do for a first game of the video against my real life supported club. I'll take that. I'll take that all day long. How be back 1 or 2 games? That's fine. 1 or 2 games, no problem. That means he'll be fit for Chelsea. Yeah, just Villa. Who did we? Was it Charlton? Charlton they played there. Yeah, it was Charlton we played. Yeah, 1-1. Difficult game. Very, very difficult game indeed, actually. In fact, where? Yeah, we played them twice. They were the second game of the season. We drew twice against them, but they beat us in penalties. Right, had to really think about that. That really hurt my brain. Good result, 3-2. I'll take that all day long against a team who are in theory better than us, and we actually dominated the game. We just got a little bit complacent. Right, we will come back for Chelsea. Chelsea, by the way, who are second in the Premier League. It's a very... Look at how tight that is. Goodness me, behave yourselves, lads. Look at how tight that is. That is nonsense. That's utter nonsense. And even Arsenal are that far behind. That is ridiculous. Well, let's see if we can stick our noses into a title race that doesn't really have anything to do with us. Let's see if we can help out Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal and knock Chelsea off of whatever perch they may or may not be on. Back for the game against Chelsea, and of course the injury-prone youngster has picked up a small injury, so he will not be available for this game, because of course that was going to happen. So this is, I mean, it doesn't change starting 11, but he's not on the bench. So this is the 11 we're going to be using for Chelsea. It is going to be Samba in goal, Roberts, Ute, Adarabioyo and Aitnouri in defence. Andre Bejetic and Darvic in the middle with Sonko and Gomez supporting Fragan up front. We are sticking with Gomez after he did get an assist in the last game, but Andre is back in the team as well, which does mean that Doyle misses out, although Doyle didn't end up having the best of games. He actually hasn't had the best of runs recently, so we might need to consider him in the summer. I think we are going to have a bit of an overhaul in the summer. We'll have a little bit more time to properly scope everything out alongside playing games, because I think that is where the struggle is coming in mid-season. When we do it twice in this save. It'd be quite nice for the next club, if there is a next club, because you never know, this could be the final club of the save. It would be quite nice for the next club if I can just get them in the summer. So I've just got a proper summer to actually kind of build the squad and everything like that, because this is the second time I've taken over a club in moderate crisis and I've had to adapt on the go, which I like to think that I've done quite well. But, you know, my light's kind of doing its own thing now, which is great. You know, I'd quite like to actually, you know, just be able to play football the proper way and have a decent pre-season, if such things are allowed. Chelsea actually have slipped to third after one of the teams, I think Man City, have played ahead of them. But they're still a very good team, and we are playing at the Stamford Bridge, at the Bridge, or Stamford Bridge, one or the other, not both, Stu. So we are against them at their home turf, and I feel like it is going to be a bit of a difficult day at the office for us. But you know what? After the Liverpool game, after the last game we played against Villa, I don't care. I'm quite happy with it to be however it needs to be. Right, Cole Palmer. Well, he's dispossessed by Nuri there, which is great. Adara Bioyo gets it to Bejetic. Bejetic now out to Roberts. Roberts, who's come in, of course, at right back, looking to get the ball whipped in. He's got a heck of a long throw on him, Roberts, and it has been effective for us every now and then. I know he's going to smash this, isn't he? Yes, he is, and he's gone and put us ahead against Chelsea. I tell you what, he's getting a bit of a reputation for this. He scored a stunning goal again. I think it was against Nottingham Forest at the end of January. And he's gone and done it again here. It's only the second or third... Well, it's the third time he started for us since he's been back. And he's just gone and done that. It takes a wicked deflection. Do you know what? It doesn't matter. I don't care it's taken a deflection. It's between the sticks. It's still going to be his goal. He's hit it into the crowd. Bit of a hit and hope. And you know what? He's hoped for something. That has ended up happening. And we go in the lead early on. Right. Here we go again. Highlight with us in possession. Andre now. And the base that midfield into Darvic, into Fragan. Fragan, he's chipped the keeper, and he's just hit the roof of the net. Darvic close to having his first assist for the club there. Lovely little bit of play from us there as well, which is good to see. We are looking like a decent team every now and then. Just some nice little play. It's not just like smash and grab like it was at Charlton, which, you know, it was still fun to do that at Charlton, but we can just tell we've got better quality in the team with the players that we've got, which makes sense. We've got a bigger budget, we've got more money in the club, we've been in the Premier League for a while, whereas Charlton, bit of a fluke in a way that we managed to get to the Premier League. It was, you know, don't get me wrong, we ended up second in the Championship, but should we have really got promoted that season? I don't know. I think we got lucky with some of our results. We worked hard for it, don't get me wrong, but I said all the way through, I don't want to get promoted that season because we needed to build more infrastructure into the club, but we kind of got promoted before we were ready to get promoted. And, I mean, you can see where the club is now, so low down in the table, close to being in the relegation zone. I mean, today, they're currently 0-0. I didn't see who they're playing, but I just got a quick glance of the score, and it was 0-0 to whoever they were playing. Right, Lavia gets it over to Palmer. Palmer back to Lavia. Back to Palmer, passing between them there. Goes back to Disasi. Andre does really well there to tackle, but Reece James now with the ball instead. Disasi now looking to get it forward to Lavia, into Palmer again. Lots of passing around on this side here, but Palmer decides he's had enough. Tries to get to Kvaratskhelia, can't quite do it, and we manage to somehow see that attack off. There's so much attacking potential in that attacking four, although I don't know who Diba is, if I'm being honest with you. I know Palmer, I know Nkunku, I know Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia is a very, very good player. I've only had the pleasure of using him once on Football Manager because, you know, he's very expensive. And he was very good for me. I've got to be honest, he was very good indeed. Right, we are giving as good as we get in this game. Yeah, momentum's all with Chelsea. We're having chances. We've had the one shot on target so far. I'm quite happy with how this has gone. Obviously, because we're winning. I'm very happy. I'll tell you what, in accidental interception there, Angel Gomez, don't do anything stupid. Right, Adebayo. He's the one who does something stupid, and Dembo Diba, rather. I got his name completely wrong. However, the camera moved. Please tell me this has been disallowed. That'd be amazing. It's been disallowed. It's still 1-0. Right, okay. I was praying that Angel Gomez didn't make a mistake, and then oh my god. Adarabioyo did make the mistake, but he got away with it. Adarabioyo is a lucky boy, and we are a little bit lucky as well. That is a great first half from us. Right, Sonko not having as good a game as last time. Gomez is doing okay so far. I think I'll tell all of you guys to just keep on going. Andre not doing particularly well, but he is having to do a bit more defensive duty perhaps than normal, so it is what it is. And then we'll tell you guys to keep it up. Very good first half. Very happy with that indeed. Sonko is going to come off though. I am going to bring on Brian Gill, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll give him a few minutes out there and just see how he does. And we'll leave it at that for the time being. I feel bad for Fernandes because Fernandes has been very good for us since I've joined, but it just the way that we've set up, it doesn't have a place for him. Unless we change to a diamond, which I don't want to do because I just don't know if it would suit us. Or even like a 4-2, a 4-1-2-2-1, if that makes sense. Kind of like a diamond, but instead of the diamond in the midfield, it's kind of, I don't know what I'm saying. It's almost like a hexagon up top. You've got the kind of the bottom corner point, and you've got the two side points, and the two side points there, and then the one at the top as the striker, maybe. I don't know what I'm saying. Like a 4-1-2-2-1. I could have just said that. You're watching this. You know football formations. You know what that probably means. Like a narrow, instead of having two wingers, having two attacking midfielders. There's a much better way of saying it. So this formation with two attacking midfielders, I really dragged that out far longer than it needed to. Maybe there's a way to do that, and then we can get him in alongside having Gomez be an attacking midfielder, because Gomez can do a good job as an attacking midfielder, I think. I'm pretty sure he's had at least one good game there for us. Maybe, I can't remember. It's been that long since he's had consistently good games for us that I'm just happy to get one out of him. Right, Scalia has just done us there completely. He's ghosted through Roberts like he doesn't exist. That's the quality difference between being mid-table Premier League, which this squad that we've got definitely is capable of being, and being up there. It's disappointing we couldn't get the ball off of Disasi first, and Roberts just, it's like he hasn't even tried. And that's probably Roberts done, to be honest. I'm tempted to take him off. Yuse's had an uncharacteristically poor game as well. Oh, it's a corner to Chelsea. I think they've remembered who they are, and they're turning it up here a little bit. I mean, I'm going to wait before I say what I want to say. Oh, my word. This just won't stop going. Stop the highlight. Someone stop the highlight, thank you. If we can get out of this game with a draw, I'll be delighted. Because I thought going in, we're going to get whopped. And the fact that we scored first has made me really, really happy. But there it is. Reece James has scored. Normal service has been resumed. I'm gonna fire the boys up. Because we've done well in this game. Don't get me wrong. And I am being a bit disrespectful by not showing the highlight. But I don't care. So, I'm going to take off of the pitch. Do you know what? I'm bringing on Nuno Tavares because he is apparently a very good winger. And he's been a good left back. Let's bring on Tavares. Let's see what he can do. I'm so disappointed Andre's had a bad game though, because he's been a rock for us. So we're going to change ourselves tactically a little bit. Half back, it's going to be Bejetic. Andre comes off. Fernandez comes on, and we're going to give Fernandez and Davic chance to be a good midfield pairing. Let's just see what we can do. Right, Ute to Andre. So disappointing. Andre's been such a good player for us. It's so unusual to see him have a bad game. I'm not going to show you his form, but I had a look at it. And there's such a long run of when he's played as a defensive midfielder on deep line playmaker, no matter what the formation is, of him having like between a 6.9 and a 7.8. Like, and most of those, like only one being a 6.9, the rest of them being 7s or above. Like, he is the height of consistency, and it's a wonderful thing to see. What isn't a wonderful thing to see is the fact that we are struggling to get anything in this game. But again, you'd expect that. It is Chelsea. Right, can we get the ball off of Marquinhos here? No, we can't. I think this is going to be 3 here. They're starting to turn the style on a little bit. We've managed to clear it only so far. I knew he does a good job there to get the ball out. Right, come on, boys. Let's do a little bit more. Let's do a little bit more. We've had chances in this game. I think I rocked the screen a bit too close there. Let me just... There we go. Casado's come on now. And he's starting to want to play a little bit as well. I think I'm going to have to take Ute off, you know. I think I am going to have to take Ute off. It's another corner to Chelsea, by the way. They are, like, spoilt in terms of the quality that they've got. Oh, we've given away a silly corner there. Spoilt in terms of the quality that they've got, which is no surprise. It's a shame, though, because we started so well, but... It's one of those. It's either going to be they are just not at the races, or they've just woken up a bit sleepy today and they're going to wake up as the game has gone on. They have woke up as the game has gone on here. Right, I'm going to demand more. We're going to just try and change things up a little bit, because what we're doing is currently not working. So let's just try and, I don't know, push them a little bit more maybe. And we'll make another change. Let's click OK with that. Ute I've sung the praises of, and he's been great, but he's obviously not doing particularly well in this game. So I'm going to bring on Mapiu. I'll swap him and Aridaboyo around. Again, I've said his name about 17 different ways. Right, let's do that. And let's just see whether we can maybe push on and just try and get ourselves an equaliser. That would be lovely. Right, free kick to Nkunku. This is going to be 3, isn't it? It's got 3-1 written all over it. Oh no, okay, well if it is, it's not going to be the way I thought it was going to be. Right, the Sassy into Nkunku. Oh, hit squash bar. No, obviously not. Obviously not going to be 3. Okay, fine. A loss is fine. I'm okay with the loss. It's just disappointing when we started as well as we did, and then we got a break with that disallowed goal that we've not been able to kind of capitalise on it a little bit. Last few minutes, let's just push and just see whether we can get ourselves a cheeky equaliser. Let's just see if we can. Just need one attack to go our way to do it. I don't think it's going to happen, but it is what it is. We've come up against a very, very good Chelsea team who are obviously challenging for the title. And I think to come away from home and to kind of bloody their nose with a goal, I think is pretty good going. And we've got some performances here which are not particularly great. We have only had really one shocking one with Brian Gill. I'm quite happy with that. The lads seem quite happy with that. We did ourselves proud, and it doesn't affect us too much because of how well we've been doing. We are still 11th, mid-table. I will take that all day long. I will take that all day long. I'm delighted with that. Right, so we will be back for, well, we've already talked about it, Carabao Cup final. Set the date in your diary, boys and girls. We will be back for that in the next video, and hopefully let's be clear. We're not going to win it, but we'll do our best. I mean, we beat Liverpool. Like, that Liverpool game blew my mind. If we can do that again, I will be absolutely ecstatic, but I don't really think we will. We're going to Man City. Well, we're going to Wembley to face Man City. Honestly, for the fun. We're going for the day out. That's what it is, and I'm more than okay with that. And then we can kind of shift our focus back onto the Premier League. We have got a difficult run coming up in the kind of coming games after that. We've got Rotherham in the FA Cup. We are still in the FA Cup. Liverpool, United and Arsenal back to back to back. That's going to be fun. And then not long after that is Spurs. But then we've got a relatively nice run to the end of the season. Palace away is going to be difficult. Southampton, we should get a decent result at. We should beat Charlton. Even though it's away from home, we should beat Charlton. Brentford, I'd like to get a win on them as well. or at least be in contention with it. I mean, I think there is at least, out of the home games, which there are 3 of, we should beat Bristol City. I think we should beat Southampton, and we should get a minimum draw against Brentford. So that would be 7 points. I think we can get a point out of Leeds minimum. That's 8 points. I think between 10 and 12 points out of those games, minimum. And even then, I think I'm undervaluing how well we can do in that. Realistically, we can get a win on each of those teams. We actually could, but I don't think we will. So I'm going to say 12 points. 10 to 12 points is what my aim is for that. Anyway, I'm waffling on. That is going to be it for today's video. I will see you for the Carabao Cup final, and hopefully we will lift our first big boy piece of silverware. It's not going to happen, but it might. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a big like on there for me, and don't forget to subscribe as well. It's completely free to do so, and you'll put a big smile on this face right here. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.